out here. I might have to go pull over soon. There's nothing like sitting back, you know, I'm just enjoying a little shut-eye. You know, it's gonna take like 30 seconds. That's it. I'm not gonna go to sleep at all. Oh, why is it so dark in here?
So winter is coming. It's kind of already here, even though right now it's raining, and thank God for that. And by that I mean I've already done a video in the snow. It's going to be right here, and yeah, that wasn't that fun actually. I like the snow, but my hands and feet were abnormally cold, or exceptionally cold, whatever the word is. And well, in fact, before I even get into the video, if you like the content, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Yeah, I usually don't say that. However, I'm putting myself in the elements. Not enough for this long flowing hair, obviously. Don't love you that much, but I love you enough to do this. But with that being said and everything, winter is coming, and I've spent about 697 days doing this. And with that, I've learned a thing or two about survival, right? Surviving and just, you know, living up the car and everything. So I figured, especially as I'm beginning to plan my transition out of this, as it wasn't really meant to be a permanent thing. It's, as I've said before, it was like a impulse decision out of frustration and other things, just, right? I figured why not make a video about surviving in the winter in a bare minimum, bare necessities way. Please, Disney, don't sue me, because I know you guys are very, you love your litigation. So when I say bare necessities, like bare minimum, we'll say about like $300. And I figure $300 is a good, you know, average, as people like different things. People have access to different things. So for some people, you know, about 300, depending on what they want, is a good ballpark number. For others, they won't even really need that much, right? Furthermore, as I pretty much discuss in every video now, there is an ever increasing amount of people that are doing this, the car living lifestyle, simply because they would rather, you know, live out their vehicle and survive and probably even thrive, rather than use their finite time to work at a job and basically use damn near all their earnings just to pay for rent. That's not a way to live. So with that, you know, let's talk about it. Now, in my honest opinion, just how I did it, how I've been doing it, you only really need about 4 items. So that'll be clothing, obviously, car charger, some type of blankets that retain heat, and shades or tents for privacy. Now, when it comes for the last one, I obviously am not doing that. I've actually got a few comments on that. It's like, well, why don't you have, you know, shades or tents or anything for, you know, so people don't really bother you and stuff? And the honest answer is I'm lazy and I'm cheap. Yeah, that's it. There's like no good explanation. When I'm just lazy and cheap. There's a Walmart right over there. I could buy them right now. I don't want them. But I don't recommend you do that. This is one of those things where do as I say and not as I do. Especially as I'm a big black man, semi-attractive, with a deep seductive voice. I can pretty much get myself out of almost any situation I end up in. Now, there's obviously a margin of error, and we haven't got there yet. And I pray I don't. And if I do, well, there'll probably be a video about it. Anyways, let's set the scene to something less wet and more appropriate. Perfect. So as y'all see, it's pretty damn cold out here right now. Hopefully, you can see my breath. If not, you're just gonna see me struggling to do that. And it's 25 degrees out here right now. It's pretty cold. and your mileage may vary depending on where you live, you know, especially you get hit with different cold fronts, because some other states like Montana, Wyoming, Minnesota, like they get even colder. I can't really speak for them. I'm just over here in Jersey, but it's pretty cold. So anyways, the whole point of this is bare minimum survival. And as I said, you're going to need about, at least in my opinion, you know, 3 basic things, like bare minimum, what you're really going to need. And 1, clothing, 2, car charger, and 3, some type of blanket that's good at retaining heat. Now I'm using a weighted blanket here, however a comforter should work as well. And as you see, it pretty much is my size. It covers me completely.
And as you see, this is how effective it is. Nice and lengthy, almost like a sleeping bag. It's like being a giant worm. Would y'all love me if I'm still a worm? I'm leaving that in the video. Oh my God.
So I'm kind of not really doing the first part, which is layers, which I talked about, and that's simply because of the fact that I'm bigger than most people. I'm 6'3", 265, 270-ish, and well, I maintain heat better than most people. You know, I'm bigger than the average person. For other people, I wouldn't really recommend doing this. Like honestly, I could stand out here in just my shorts and I'd be fine, kind of like this. As you see, it's not that. Ain't that big of a deal for me. I would suggest actually wearing something comfortable on your feet though, you know, not running shoes like I am because I'm kind of stupid. My toes are cold. Don't recommend running shoes. But this is all I mainly use is running shoes because I'm just like that. But yeah, like the shorts and things, I gotta do that. Don't recommend doing that either though. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Time to get out of this. You get the point. So going to the last category that I haven't addressed, which would be the car charger. Right now, what I like to use is an Aldo. Now this isn't a product placement or anything. This is just something that I really enjoy because I looked it up when actually back when I just needed a nice car charger before I even started living like this, and this is what I bought. It was 99 bucks. It's lithium ion, and it actually has saved me quite a few times when I have accidentally killed my car battery just because I was parked somewhere, left the lights on, and forgot that I left the light on because the keys are inside and the car doesn't let me know that I had the light on, right? This isn't even like going to sleep or anything. This is just, I accidentally left it on. Might be on my phone doing something, go to start the car again, car is dead. With that, the car battery right now is actually dead just because I wanted to showcase a dire scenario or whatever, like actually needing to use this. In fact, I'll go prove it right now to show that the car battery is kaput.
So the audio disconnected here and I didn't realize that. So just use your imagination, you know, play make-believe.
As you see, the car battery dead. Now don't say I don't love y'all, because I love y'all enough to kill this really crappy EcoState battery or whatever it was, which I got because the other battery I had finally died. Like it was just, its cells were at its end point, and then we got this battery which is ass. You get what you pay for. I'm getting rid of this for an interstate battery, but it's neither here nor there. I love y'all. Not enough to bring my hair out in this brick cold, but enough to kill this really trash battery. Now, what I really like about the Aldo, it uses a USB-C, so you can actually charge it in the car, cigarette charger, or even if your car has a USB port, you know, you just put I don't know what it's called, USB-A, whatever. You use a regular little big old square USB port and you put it into the tiny USB-C port over here, okay? You gotta understand what I'm talking about. And you could charge it in your car. You could charge it through your laptop. You could charge it through like a regular block. It's portable, right? And like I said, the whole point of this is like bare minimum survival. So something happened in your life, right? Or somebody's life. You got evicted, house went up in flame, kicked out by your family, well, just anything, you know? Dire circumstances happen, you know? Desperate times calls for desperate measures, calls for like desperate things to happen. Who knows? Just when I'm out and about in my daily life, you know, I recognize people who are living in their vehicles. Like, increasingly, that could be like a perception bias thing because I know what to look for, but it just seems like I'm seeing more than I previously would. And I kind of addressed that in a different video of mine when I think it was in a 365 days video where I was talking about, like, you know, the time where I was going through a depression, and I showed a scene of like the parking lot I was in, which had a bunch of people who live in it, who are at this time still living in there, which is down in South Jersey. But I just see more people now. Like, there's a lady I saw who in a, it's an older style van. I'll put it up in a picture. And she was like just moving her stuff around. And I could just tell, like the way it was set up, I was like, oh, she lives out of this thing. I was at a Wawa, saw a lady passed out next to me actually. A car filled to the brim full of items. It was like, she was an older lady, and this was probably about a month ago, and you could tell she lived out her vehicle. Like, just in different places. In fact, over here sometimes, there's a guy that'll be in a work van, like parked over here. I'm not really gonna say much else because I'm not trying to like blow his spot up. It's just something that's ever increasing. Hence the point of like me like really wanting to show this in just a bare minimal aspect. But getting back to the battery charger, right? The all do. If I want to charge a car, it's as simple as open this little flap right here. I'm probably going to show a close-up of it. I'm stuttering like crazy. And I plug it in, and then positive, negative on the terminals. Starts it. And it's always charged. This is about, like I said, 99 bucks I paid for it. So, in the most bare minimal aspect, and we do mean bare minimal aspect, if you already, or whoever is in this type of situation already has comforters or heavy blankets, whatever, and already has winter clothes, the most they really may need to spend, Jesus, is $100. Not that bad. Once again, I'm just saying it this way, like I said, bare minimum, because I know other people suggest things like portable stations and other big old boxes, but they can run up in price about $150, $200, $250, $300, and so on and so on. This is, like I said, just to show, like, I feel like I'm screwed. What do I do, right? $100 ain't gonna pay for rent, but $100 damn sure will pay for that. Anyway, I'm about to start this baby up, and just to show that it does work. This battery's about as good as dead. So that didn't really go as planned. Kind of put myself in a bit of a pickle. So as y'all see, this kind of likes to close. So right now I'm just using a foam roller just to keep the hood open. It's good enough. It's not going to completely close. All right, let's get this going. That little thing, it works. 99 bucks. And that's that. It's time to go back to daytime. And that's it. That's honestly really it. Part of the reason why I wanted to make this is mainly, one, I haven't really done it, but also I understand that there are people who are concerned that are going into living like this. As I've got those comments over the last year or so on not just like videos on YouTube, but also on my TikTok, because I had a few TikToks that did fairly okay when I talked about this, right? As well as I've seen comments on other videos that are trending, TikTok videos, YouTube videos, whatever, or people who are starting to live like this, whether it's out of frustration, impulse, or just something absolutely dire happened in their life and their world got turned upside down, like Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they're gonna find themselves living in a car like immediately, right? Because of that, I was like, let's make a video like this, just to showcase that it isn't really that concerning, and just the survival aspect. It can be done. It's not super expensive, especially if you do have a job and income. I work, so it's as simple as can be. Now, the stress factor and any other circumstances that, you know, may come with it, that's different. And your mileage may also vary depending on the state that you're in, right? I'm over here in Jersey. It's not that cold over here. You know, the weather is fluctuating, but states like Wyoming, Montana, you know, other places, maybe around the world, which I can't really speak for, I understand it could get colder. So, like I said, your mileage may vary. But for the most part, you'll survive. It's doable. It's not the world ender as, you know, it may seem to some people. It is a leap. For me personally, it wasn't, because I'm very nomadic to begin with. I like to travel, I like to be left alone, and a bunch of other things. So, and just like the life I came up in, this is nothing, to be honest. I've done worse. But for others, I understand. So that's like pretty much it. Of course, I left out like the mundane things. So washing clothes, getting food, you know, that type of stuff. Like, this was more about winter in its element. So basically keeping yourself alive in the cold, right? And things that can happen with the cold, as in like, you know, the battery being drained, whether it's accidentally or through some type of like parasitic drain, or just, you know, the voltage dropping too low because of the cold elements. Washing your clothes and everything, that's, you know, kind of easy. But I do have something I want to vent that's not really even like about this video. I don't like wearing gray. I'm a clearance shopper, right? But let's get into this. I shop clearance. All this is from clearance. I have multiples of these. Multiple. They are already stained permanently. These just came out the wash. In fact, the other pair of pants that are in the car also came out the wash. But I want to wear those, and I was eating red velvet cake because I'm kind of a fat ass and spilled it on the pants, so then I had to switch to these pants, which to me personally look like they didn't get washed. I mean, to y'all, it probably don't really mean anything. To y'all, it probably doesn't really mean anything, but you know, I don't like clothes being stained. I had to get that out. It's been bothering me ever since I seen it. I'm like, are you serious? That's why I always wear, you know, black and black or gray shorts, as you saw. This is actually something new that I'm doing, changing the wardrobe. But it's the end of the video, you know. I just wanted to get that little thing out. So either ways, it's be easy, you know. If you end up in this, understand that it's not the end of the world, as I said, and I trust you could get through it. I understand that times are very weird right now. We're in some sort of neo-feudalism with capitalism destroying everything, and people just trying to survive, and that sucks. But you got this. So with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Deuces.